What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's me again. I'm back. Yeah, I've missed out on a bunch of Schmoedown stuff lately, for personal reasons, obviously, because it was my birthday last week, and obviously I've been too busy, too wrapped up with that to watch any Schmoedown stuff. But and then obviously complications at work. They kind of put me on night shifts all week, so. And the only time I can really record Schmoedown reactions is at around this time. But I've got a little bit of time before my next shift starts, so I can sit here and watch this match between the press room and the Outsiders. Obviously, I'm representing the Quirky Mercs because it's my faction, obviously. But I will be very happy if the Outsiders will win, also because they're the Den, my second favorite faction. I will be participating myself, but don't really expect too many correct answers out of me. Because, you know, it's regular Schmoedown trivia. It's some of the areas I tend to do less good at. But I'm also not really going to be planning to be in this too much because I've got some pizza. Because pizza always works best with the Schmoedown, especially when the Quirky Mercs are playing. Preferably when they're winning. But anyways, let's see Press Room versus the Outsiders with pizza. Here we go!
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown for a scintillating teams matchup. Alongside Andrew Guy, I am merely Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. And Andrew, you look at the Quirky Mercs, you look at the Den. In particular in this match, you have their respective teams, the Press Room and the Outsiders. It feels like these two teams come from two different worlds, but they're here arguably under the same circumstances. They're searching for that elusive first team's win. Who's going to get it and how today?
Yeah, what's so fascinating about these four players and these two teams is that neither of them have gotten that win. Obviously, new squads out there, but this is a really exciting match because I think these four players honestly know more than a lot of the other players in the league. But if you look at their individual records all over the board, the only one really is Horwitz because he's so new to the league. You know, 1-0 in singles, 0-1 in teams. But the other players, they've played a lot of matches and a lot of their records don't actually reflect how much they know, which means that today is going to come down to a lot of their gamesmanship and navigating through these 3 rounds and using each other, of course, for those 6 questions in round 2.
That's right, because it is the team format. You can't rely on your teammates' knowledge in round 1 or round 3, at least until you get to that 5-pointer when they can confer. And so it's a nice mix of individual testing, but also how do you work as a team, particularly with round number 2? Do you agree on which wheel slice you want to take? If you spin something, do you want to spin it again? There's a whole lot more questions that one or a team has to ask itself. And so managing is going to play a key factor in getting a W here. It's Kate Mulligan, it's Coy Jander. They're two of the most bubbly personalities we have in the Schmoedown. And for more on how we got here, and I'm sure we're going to hear from those two names in this promo.
You know, you prove your mettle, you prove what you're made of for how you bounce back, and at least we made them fight forward and made them answer every question. Yeah, this is the first of many matches, hopefully. We'll improve. Onwards and upwards.
All right, let's do this again. This time, I bet we win the match. You guys know, I don't like losing. And I especially don't like losing when I feel like a loss is very much my fault.
It's on my shoulders that we had such a big mountain to climb. I had a rough round 1, and as much fun as I had, it put us in a pretty bad position going into round 2.
Both Perry and I were disappointed in ourselves, I know, but we went up against some really seasoned competitors, and now we know what's what. I've got some singles matches under my belt. And I think we're ready. I think we're now ready to show what we're really all about.
I will say this about the press room is that I think that this was a galvanizing experience and is going to just re-fortify their grounds and say, hey, no, we can play with anyone in this league.
They played 2 players that so strongly influence the game so as to have a documentary and another one have a rule named after them. So this seems like a very very good, arguably first match for the press room, because this is a very commendable, very formidable opponent in the Outsiders.
Well, I think you said it earlier, Mark. We fill each other's gaps nicely.
Paul fills my gap very nicely, and hopefully I can fill his today.
The fact that this was the opening match of the tournament, you realize that this could have been the finals. Like, that's how intense this match felt.
I take full responsibility for this because I missed 2 in round 1, and that either is a tie or the win right there. I'm really sick of losing on a 5-pointer.
Preston is no joke. Goddard is no joke. But neither are Perry or Josh. Look at the records Perry has coming back from deficit. She's incredible. And Josh is going to be Rookie of the Year.
These guys are leading
Josh has
this team.
almost
Every
perfect
win
games
this,
on his
this
record.
faction has is because of the 2 guys you're looking at right here.
This is going to be a team that's going to be tough to beat.
I feel like I'm going to be stronger this time around because Coy's always got my back. Also, Josh is a rock. He is a killer at this game, and I feel like even though we didn't win last time, we're just
Josh
bound to be a
Rockowitz.
force. And I just have a really good feeling you're going to see that in action right now.
We're going to show that the press room has what it takes.
Feel good? What do you have to tell the people? Okay.
I love Spidey Cat.
I mean, look, you see that, and you can see just competitors and managers just frothing at the mouth, knowing how good they are. They just need to put it all together in a teams match for the first time. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. They just want to prove how good they are. We all know that's the thing is when you look at these 4 competitors, like I was just saying, and you know any of them individually, they are all so knowledgeable. Can they work together? Can they work with their managers? And can they deal with starting off their season 0-1, maybe starting off their second match a little rocky, but staying strong? Because it's going to happen. Someone's going to miss a question in round 1, most likely. Team's got to stick together. You really have to use each other. Like you said, I really want to see how their chemistry pays off.
Now, if you just looked at what happened, what the fallout was of these teams' individual first 2 matches, then you would say, well, the Outsiders clearly should be the favorite here simply because they almost got a W against the fearsome Lightning Time, but do not sell the press room short. Perry Nemiroff, we know how good she is at horror movies as well as a variety of other categories, and Josh Horowitz, her partner, has gotten a singles W this season, and so anything can happen, and that's usually the way that we prefer it around the movie trivia Schmoedown. You ready to get going, bud?
I'm ready to do this. I'm assuming that means that you're ready, Ellis.
I'm pumped. I just wonder if somebody else is going to show up, or at least if their disembodied voice will. Christian Harloff, any insight to that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time
for
the
movie
trivia
Schmoedown.
Introducing
first.
Representing
the
dead. With the record of 0
wins
and 1 defeat.
One defeat.
Ben,
They are
the Bandit, Goddard, and the
the
Powder Keg, Paul
Preston,
the
Outsiders.
That's us.
Hey, look at that! What do you know?
There they are, the Outsiders. Gentlemen, we talked about your first matchup as a team together and getting oh so close. It was a single point that separated you from Lightning Time. So how do you rebound from that? What have the study sessions been like? How's your manager handling it?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I had to find something to play for, right? So I'm thinking, here we are in the losers match, right? Hey, who can be the best loser, I guess, is what we're going for. So I think of it like this. Maybe this is an extension of the tournament. We've now hit the losers bracket, so maybe we do have something to play for. Ben and I today hope at the end
you're not a loser anymore,
to be 5th.
I agree.
Well,
Chemistry's on point, Andrew.
Yeah.
I was going to say, your guys' chemistry
Tit for tat,
clearly
baby. Let's go.
seems to be on point. Gentlemen, both you guys, your records, I don't think reflect how great a players you are, especially when you talk about your team's record, Paul Preston. What is it about Ben Goddard and your chemistry that will make you one of those premier teams? I know that you guys have it in you. I've talked to both of you guys. You guys are premier when it comes to knowledge. How do you tie it together here today?
Well, listen, I mean, he's young. I'm the opposite. So I think that benefits, in taking care of each other when we need our slack picked up, right? I mean, listen, Kate's been running us through all sorts of stuff. We've got Underworld or Resident Evil subtitle. That seemed important. American Gladiator, a Steven Seagal movie. These are important categories we needed to go over. Who directed Lee Daniels' The Butler? These are things she goes over with us. So I think between the two of us, we can come up with the answers. Mike and Dave need wedding dates can go blank itself, fill in the blank. I don't think you guys have that as a category here, but it's something she went over anyway. So, I think we're, plus we're from improv. We're set.
Yeah.
Yes, and?
Very, very good. We could use more Steven Seagal movies in here. Bandit, I got to ask you real quick. Full Captain America costume, or is that just what we're looking at?
I'll never tell, Mark.
Looks like a great ball.
The way it should stay.
Pokeball.
And so we will retire the outsiders for the moment and meet their opponents.
And their opponents. Representing the Quirky Mercs. With a record of 0 wins and 1 defeat.
No defeat.
The Carpathian Josh
Horowitz.
and Scary
Harry
Nemiroff.
The press room.
Yeah. Woo! Back.
Another blue guy with a white star on his shirt.
Radiating from this team, and I'm just going to attribute that to y'all being focused and ready once the questions start flying at you. Fast and Furious. There's been 9 of those movies, but no wins yet for the press room. How do you plan on changing that today? Start with you, Perry, then we'll hear from Josh.
I think we got this. I think we figured out that part of the issue was last time we played a real good team, and I don't want to take away from how well they played in that match, but also there's a pretty big gap between that match and the one that I had played before. It was Josh's first. We figured out a way to kind of get things going before we're jumping into today's match. So I feel like we're already well ahead of the competition, and we haven't even started yet.
When you talk about your guys' personalities, they're 2 of the most likable, I think, in the entire league, honestly. And when you talk about your opponents here, it seems like Goddard and Preston are very dialed in. Is there any worry that you have that they're going to try to mess with your, chemistry or maybe your team at all, since you are still newer to this league, Josh and Perry? Forgive me, but it has been a while since we've seen you pick up a team's win. Do you think that's going to factor in at all today, or are you guys just rock solid?
Look, the phone is ringing off the hook here at my father-in-law's house, so it's really exciting over here, guys. I would just say that Perry and I are dialed in. We finish each other's
sandwiches.
Okay, come on. We have a huge, really special strategy going into this second match. We've discovered that if you get more answers right than wrong,
the correct answer
you've got
was
a good
sandwiches.
chance at that. I didn't even realize that the first match, and that's my mistake. So I feel like we're in a good spot. We now understand that correct answers can only be an asset, right, Barry?
Yeah. I think we're on the same page with that matter.
So we're good. We're good.
Correct answers are a benefit, and this is not the rule book, but I will make the amendment right now. If Horowitz takes a phone call during the match, we will allow the opposite team, the outsiders, to also have 1 phone call during any question, provided it's within the 15 seconds.
It's also like a 1975 phone from my father-in-law's place.
Oh, that is beautiful. We cannot wait to come crash the party later on tonight.
Josh, did you kick someone off the call with the dial-up internet? Is that okay?
I've got a hamster wheel running over.
Okay, got it.
We're good.
I've never seen a man more thrilled to be at his father-in-law's house. So it is round number 1. This is how round number 1 works. Teams, the rules of this first round are as follows. 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie trivia Schmoedown goodness are asked to the field. Yes, to the field. You may not rely on the strength of your teammate to get a question correct in round number 1. It's an individual test of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Questions are worth a point. Should you get a point, it will be added to your team's total. There's no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing, at least there isn't, in round number 1. Andrew or myself will ask the question. You have 15 seconds to get that correct answer written down, so make sure you have a writing surface handy. Once we ask you by name or nickname, please show what you wrote to your camera. Keep it up for a hot sec. and verbalize your attempt at the same time into your microphone of preference. I'll remind each team that you have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. That's your repeat. You need to hear a question again, get another 15 seconds to achieve that correct answer. Use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge as a team. You may utilize at any point throughout the 3-round match. We'll bring in managers. We'll have a fun free-for-all of deliberation, and ultimately we'll be the manager that confirms and ratifies if said challenge is taking place. And so I will first ask the press room, Josh and Perry, are you ready to get going?
Good to go.
Josh Perry.
And the outsiders, Ben and Paul, you feeling good?
The phone is off the hook. I'm ready to go.
Feeling good, Lewis.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! 3 rounds in the team's division. 8 questions worth 1 point apiece here coming your way. And that first question comes from the category of Westerns. Westerns. Press room outsiders, here we go.
I'm not getting that.
Who plays U.S. Marshal Jim T. West, who teams up with Kevin Kline's Artemis Gordon in the 1999 film Wild Wild West?
I mean, I can venture a guess, but it's probably going to be wrong.
Oh, this is good. That's a name you like. Okay. Cypher Rage, not for you.
Offended?
4, 3, 2, 1. Competitors ready, and we go to Paul Preston first.
Is it Tommy Lee
Will
Jones?
Smith.
Okay.
He nailed it. Did
Oh,
Horowitz.
that! I wasn't listening to the
Will Smith.
question.
And Goddard.
Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't.
I
want
know
none.
it was Will Smith.
Smith. I really hope you
I've
got
seen
it
that
too.
movie.
This is my kind of Western question. Will Smith.
I'm one of the
There
few
it
people
is,
that
across
actually
the
like
board
that
as we
movie.
veer into the category
Oh,
of
okay.
dramas.
Good
And
thing
that
I-
question for a point.
Good thing episode
Ewan
wasn't-
McGregor and Albert Finney both play the character Ed Bloom at different ages in what 2000s film? Andrew, did you hear that? That's what I love about teams matches, is the squeaking of the markers. It sounds like an intense basketball game.
Well, and also I love to see the last question, every single one of them had their boards up like 3 seconds in.
3,
Love it.
2, 1, pens down, and we go to Horowitz first.
Big Fish.
Is correct. Ben Goddard.
Big Fish.
Perry.
Didn't get it.
Did not have it. How about Paul Preston?
Same.
Okay, so we remain tied 3-3. Horowitz and Goddard still in contention for a perfect round 1, but we're not there yet, Andrew.
Your third question coming from the category of horror/thriller. Who stars as a serial killer called The Butcher, who switches bodies with a teenage girl in the 2020 film Freaky?
Maybe
Okay.
too personal of a question to ask, but Andrew, if you
think I
were a
heard about
serial
that movie,
killer,
but never watched
what would
it.
your nickname be?
I can't disclose that information yet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll adopt Snickers. Pens down. Let's go to Ben Goddard.
Vince Vaughn.
Is correct. Barry.
Vince Vaughn.
She rebounds. Does Paul Preston.
My kind of Western. Vince Vaughn.
And Josh Horowitz.
Vince Vaughn.
All right, so it is still a tied ball game here, and now we progress, or rather revert, to 1980s movies. For a 1-point question, Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, and Winona Ryder co-star in what comedy fantasy film?
That's like my type of 80s question if we're talking about their type of Westerns questions.
I was alive in this decade longer than you.
Yes.
4, but I think we both enjoyed this picture. 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we are going to kick off with Scary Perry.
I just wrote Edward Scissorhands.
Not correct. How about Paul Preston?
Beetlejuice.
Really?
Oh my
Is
god.
correct.
Wow.
Josh Horowitz.
I was going to write it down, but I thought it was
And to say it 3 times,
comedy fantasy.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna. Is that okay?
Yeah,
we
please don't.
see Beetlejuice.
Is that okay? I'm not
Oh
gonna
no,
say
I
it.
said it. So
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Ah, that
And
hurt my heart so much that I just missed
I
that.
thought about it, but
It's a tough
I thought it was
six
comedy
in
It's a tough
fantasy.
one. It's only
It's
1
comedy
point
horror.
of a lead for the
So-
outsider, 7-6.
Because I was able
We've
to
all
think
had
about
those
it,
before.
I'm giving myself a
Those
point.
are the ones that hurt.
An
Here we go. Your
honorary
fifth
point.
question in the category of directors.
Director.
What 2010s action film marked the only occasion that Sylvester Stallone directed Arnold Schwarzenegger in a film? Mark, do you have a good Arnold impression?
I'm going to use your same answer for the serial killer. I cannot disclose that information. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down. We go to Paul Preston.
The Expendables.
Is correct. Josh Horowitz.
Finally, I knew something.
Expendables. I barely was able to write it, but it's there.
He got it in the nick of time. Ben Goddard.
I didn't write the. Is Expendables okay?
Expendables is okay in this particular circumstance. And Perry Nemiroff.
I didn't write that word at all. I wrote The Last Stand.
That is unfortunately not acceptable in this circumstance. And so here we go. It is now a 2-point lead. Outsiders 9, Press Room 7. Your next category is in the world of comedies.
Oh,
Hercules.
it's an inside joke.
Appreciate those laughs. Your question for a point. Which actress starred in the 2000s teen comedies What a Girl Wants and Sydney White?
I never heard of
Testing the perfect rounds thus far of Horowitz and Goddard.
Yeah, really impressive so far, and you always want to lean on one teammate to do that in round 1.
4,
Repeat that one, Mark, one more time for me.
3. First
had to
JTE
jinx
rule
it,
for
didn't
the
you?
Outsiders. The category was comedies. Haha, your question. Which actress starred in the 2000s teen comedies What a Girl Wants and Sydney White? Press Room trails by 2, but they still have all of their JTE rules remaining. 5.
This might be it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Horowitz first.
Is it Amanda Bynes?
2 of your father-in-law's favorite movies, I'm sure. Ben Goddard.
Oh, I also had Amanda Bynes.
That still perfect for both those gentlemen. Did Perry rebound?
I would trade this answer in for Beetlejuice any day. Amanda Bynes.
Paul Preston.
Amanda Bynes.
Perry, I'll check with the editors to see if we can make that happen.
Please.
So all 4 of them hit question number 6 here. 2 of our competitors, Josh and, of course, the Bandit, are perfect here in round number 1 as we get to our 7th question. That's coming from the category of crime films. Crime. Jason Statham, Benicio del Toro, and Brad Pitt star in what film from Guy Ritchie?
You know, one of the reasons why we love having Horowitz in the league is that his nickname, the Carpathian, could double as a 3 or possibly 5-point question answer.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it, and I'm not sure what it means.
3,
but I like it.
2, 1. Yeah. Pens down. Pens down, Perry. And we go to Ben Goddard first.
Snatch.
Is correct. Did Perry have it?
Okay.
No, I was starting to write it and didn't get to it.
Didn't get there in time. How about Paul Preston?
Snatch.
And Horowitz.
Snatch.
The Carpathian gets it, and so now it's all of a sudden a 3-point lead. The Outsiders inching ahead slowly but surely. We have 1 question remaining in round 1, and this could possibly mean a perfect round for both the Carpathian and the Bandit. The category is fantasy science fiction, and your question, who directed the science fiction films Universal Soldier, Stargate, and Independence Day Resurgence?
Oh, Resurgence!
That was a tough viewing.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes, it was.
I was upset when I left.
I was steaming hot mad. 4, 3.
I'm sorry, Paul. Repeat the question. I'm sorry.
2. All right. 1 JTE will remains for the Outsiders. The category is fantasy sci-fi. Who directed the sci-fi films Universal Soldier, Stargate, and Independence Day Resurgence? You know, we went to go see that, and friend of the show, Dennis Zen, it was on his 40th birthday. He walked in there turning 40. He left that theater 90 years old.
Oh, my God. I can't
5. 4,
I remember that.
I can't
3,
believe he had to see that on his birthday.
2, 1. Pens down. This might be my birthday when this airs. Let's go to Perry first.
I'm personally offended by the fact that you couldn't just say Independence Day. Roland Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich?
I can't make him that easy. Paul Preston.
Roland Emmerich.
He got it. Horowitz for a perfect round.
Give me that bonus.
Wow.
And Ben
That's
Goddard.
how you write.
Nope, I could not pull that name. Wasted a JT.
Does not pull Roland Emmerich, and so it is a 2-point lead for the Outsiders, 14-12, and it is a perfect round for Josh Horowitz, earning his nickname of the intimidating Carpathian. And so this question will be the bonus just asked to Mr. Horowitz. As such, you do not have to write down your attempt at an answer. Simply within 15 seconds, verbalize your attempt whenever you feel prepared. Andrew Guy, it's all yours.
All right, the Carpathian, congratulations on a great round. Your bonus question.
Another perfect round.
Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford have supporting roles as engineers Gary and Steve, who work in an underground bunker in the 2012 comedy horror film.
Cabin in the Woods.
He stays perfect. 9 points for Horowitz in round one, which gives the press room a 1-point deficit. Outsiders up by 1, 14-13, as we get into round number 2, Ellis.
Yeah, we do. Come on down to the movie trivia Schmoedown. Hell, we got plenty of snakes and lizards for the kids to play with. So round number 2 works as thus. It is the wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom, and justice. Each team gets a spin at the wheel. Once they settle on a category, 6 questions will emerge from that particular genre of film knowledge. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, the team may want to ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we cross our fingers and hope is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question does recede to 1. Because this is the team's match, whichever team is currently fielding their set of questions, the opposite team will be in a different stream entirely. We call it the green room, where they can kick back, relax, and more importantly for our purposes, not see or hear any of the questions being asked. If there are any steal opportunities, those will be presented to the team upon their return into this Schmoedown stream. And so, we want teams to hang out until that category is spun, so you'll watch the spin of the wheel, and we go to the Outsiders for a decision. You currently lead by 1, and so you have the choice. Do you want to spin that wheel first or defer to your opponents?
Your call, Paul.
Let's spin.
Let's do it.
And there's Kate Mulligan, 60 seconds for the den mother herself.
Okay, guys, so this is the fill in the blank round, so let's just run a couple more. Beetlejuice, blank.
Oh, not today.
Nice try.
Okay, Hercules. No? Okay, well, we'll get it, guys. Villeneuve's weirdest piece of blank is the Jake Gyllenhaal film Enemy. Do you guys know that one?
Art?
Great. Perfect. Hey.
We're together here.
Great. Let's listen. Let's have fun. Just keep doing what you're doing. Ben, shake it off. Who cares?
Yeah.
We're not going to need those JTs later. We need you back. We need you back where you were.
Yeah,
so
dude, I got one wrong too. The worst part about it was you having to say JTE again. You think they want to hear that name after my last?
I know.
Enough of that.
Triggering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Let's spin this thing. Let's just get going. You guys spun directors. Fantastic.
Perfect. Let's go.
The wheel hadn't actually spun yet. I believe we have a ruling on. There it goes.
Oh, well,
Thank
okay.
you.
I didn't know we were going to spin twice without our
wow.
permission, but okay.
I promise it was just 1 spin. And it is settling on, I mean, who doesn't love Tom Hanks? Do you love it enough to keep it? 60 seconds to decide.
Middle Earth could have been great
Paul,
to ban.
what do you feel?
I mean, he's one of the greatest actors of all time. I've seen a lot of his movies. I mean, it's a broad
Turner
category.
and...
What do you think?
Hooch.
Yeah.
It was Hooch, but okay.
That's good. Yeah, I see. You're still coaching. That's good.
Yeah, still pretending to coach.
Paul, I'm going to leave this one up to you. I'm good with it. I think we could spin for something better, but it's a risk. So if you want it, let's take it.
All right. Well, we can spin again then.
Sure?
Yeah. If you think we can get something better, sure.
If you want my opinion, I think you guys stay. I think your 2 heads get a perfect round on this guy.
Yeah, you know what? I agree.
I'm going to back out.
All right, we're turning around.
We're turning around, baby. We're going to keep it. Tom Hanks.
All right, we are back, and we know how many people Andrew's hit, but more importantly, we know that the press room is in the opposite stream, and so if there are any steal opportunities, they'll be presented upon completion of this round, but we're just getting started in the wild, wacky world of Tom Hanks. Questions worth 2 points. Remember, gentlemen, you can confer on each and every query.
Thomas
we do ask that
Hankiewicz.
once you arrive at an answer, please say that it is your final answer.
Got it.
All right, Bandit, Powder Keg, 12 points available here for you in the category of Tom Hanks. Your very first question in said category. Who played the father of author P.L. Travers in Saving Mr. Banks?
Is it Emma Thompson?
Oh,
the father.
That's Colin Farrell.
No, that's
I think it's Colin Farrell. What do you think?
I agree. I can. I'm with you on that one. Actually, it rings
yeah,
a bell.
Colin
I
Farrell.
like it.
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell,
Tony
final
Cooper,
answer.
But no, that's Colin Farrell.
That is correct for 2 points, leaning
pull, Paul.
on your opponent or your teammate as you should here as we get to our not your opponent. Your second question in the category of Tom Hanks. That's me and Ellis. I apologize, gentlemen. The category of Tom Hanks for 2 more points here. Your second question. Which actress played Jim Lovell's wife, Marilyn, in Apollo 13?
I know that. It's Eileen, the chick who spewed all the cherries in Witches of Eastwick.
That's so. You want to go multiple?
3, 2.
Yes, multiple.
Multiple.
Damn.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Rita Wilson, B, Kathleen Quinlan, C, Annette Bening, or D, Amy Madigan.
Well, I'm glad we did that. It's not Eileen. It's Kathleen Quinlan.
Final answer.
All right, multiple choice does pay off. Kathleen Quinlan is correct for 1 point. Outsiders up 4 points, 17-13 as we get to our third question here in the category of Tom Hanks. Who directed Tom Hanks in the 1990 film The Bonfire of the Vanities?
Brian De Palma, final answer.
Doesn't even ask the bandit, and he doesn't need to.
No.
2 more points. Give them to the outsiders. They're just about to break
That's trust,
20.
baby. That's trust.
19-13 as we get.
We
to
have
your,
our strengths. We know what's up.
So we get
I
to
was
your-
going to say Roland Emmerich.
Well, at least you got there eventually. Got it.
Oh,
Your
sorry. That's
fourth question.
Bonfire Resurgence. My bad. That's the sequel.
Your fourth question, gentlemen, in the category of Tom Hanks. In what movie did Carrie Fisher play Tom Hanks's wife?
Huh.
Ooh, is that the Burbs?
That's a good one.
It sounds familiar. I'm okay going multiple on this one, though.
Yeah, I hate to do it again, but I
Yeah.
think
We're good so far. Let's go multiple.
multiple.
Multiple
All
it is.
right. Your multiple choice options are A, Bonfire of the Vanities, B, The Man with One Red Shoe, C, The Burbs, or D, The Green Mile.
It's definitely not the Green Mile.
I heard
know
Man
that.
with One Red Shoe, and that sounded good. Then I wish they hadn't said Burbs, or I would have gone with that. So it's one or the other.
Your call, man. If you still feel,
5.
I'm gonna leave this up to you. Let's get a repeat of the options.
You thought about
free
the
repeat.
Burbs
Want a
first
free
before
repeat?
you said the answers. So
A, Bonfire of
maybe
the
there's
Vanities,
something there.
B, The Man with One Red Shoe, C, The Burbs, or D, The Green Mile.
The Burb is the word.
So we're down to 50-50 here. What are you
Yeah.
feeling?
I don't know. I came in Burbs. I suppose I could go out Burbs. I was feeling it, but neither are ringing like it's the sure thing.
5.
Yeah. Burbs. Final answer.
They go with his gut and they get paid off for it. Give him
Paul.
one more
Let's go, Paul.
point.
Hey,
Outsiders up 20-13 as we get into your
Come on.
last 2 questions here in the category of
Let's
Tom
go.
Hanks.
You got this. Trust your gut.
All right, 6. I forgot.
Your
It's
fifth
team
question.
format.
In the category of America's Uncle, Tom Hanks.
Father.
In what film
Yeah.
does
Father.
Tom Hanks yell, "You are,
You are a child's
plaything"?
plaything! Toy Story!
That's,
You are
yeah.
a
Okay,
toy!
so I know you are a toy. I just don't know if it's. Yeah, we're gonna Toy Story. Final answer.
Toy Story is correct. 2 more.
You're not the
points
real
here,
Buzz
and Tom
Lightyear. You're
Hanks has been
an
taken
action
around.
figure.
Check
You are
down.
a child's
22-13. We get to the
plaything.
last question here.
And
Go
you
with
are
the
a sad,
outsiders in
strange
round
little man.
number 2.
And I pity you.
Your final
Farewell.
question, Bandit and the Powder Keg. Forrest keeps a copy of what children's book in his briefcase in the film Forrest Gump?
Jesus.
Shit.
Jesus. So the Bible? Or
Yeah, that's
trying to work with you here.
Uh,
Do we need to take multiple? Because I have.
yeah,
the slightest.
I go multiple on this.
3.
Multiple, please.
Yeah.
Multiple choice options are A, Where the Wild Things Are, B, Goodnight Moon, C, The Bernstein Bears, or D, Curious George.
I think Curious George.
Goodnight Moon rings a bell, but it's the faintest of bells. I'll be honest.
Well with him.
I don't want to burn this repeat.
No, we can get the repeat of the.
No, we already used it.
We did.
Goodnight Moon. Final answer.
Okay, we did get Goodnight Moon in under the wire. Is it correct, Andrew?
That is incorrect, and we will be holding that answer for your opponents for their potential steal opportunity. But a strong round 2 here for Tom Hanks and the Outsiders. Ellis, they find themselves in the lead. They're up by 9. That's a good place to be. 22-13 at the end of round 2. Let's see how the press room fare.
And the press room is back. They have one steal opportunity, Andrew, that does include a multiple choice question. So it could be a 1-point steal. Andrew's going to give you your question, your multiple choice options. He's also going to tell you which guess your opponent's wager.
So in the category of Tom Hanks, the question was, Forrest keeps a copy of what children's book in his briefcase in the film Forrest Gump? Your options are A, Where the Wild Things Are, B, Goodnight Moon, C, The Berenstain Bears, or D, Curious George. Your opponents guessed incorrectly on Goodnight Moon.
I might have guessed the same thing. What do you think?
I don't have one. Can we repeat the answers so we have one of those?
One free repeat, and you can use it on your steal opportunity if you wish. Let's just make. Can we see y'all's hands?
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind a repeat if that's okay by you, Perry.
Yeah, for sure.
Terry.
Okay, just the options.
Scary Terry Perry.
The options are A, Where the Wild Things Are, B, Goodnight Moon, which was incorrect, C, The Berenstain Bears, or D, Curious George.
I feel like Curious George has echoes to the film.
It speaks to the character. That's really the only reason I have to say that one.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Curious George, final answer.
They get a steal, Ellis. 1 point goes to the press room at the end of the Outsiders Tom Hanks category. A great guess there on Curious George.
Very impressive. So it's 22-14. They pick up an important steal opportunity point, potentially cutting it from 9 to 8. And so now it is the press room's turn at the wheel where they have an opportunity to take a lead. So we bring in their manager, partying hardy, is Coy Jandreau, also using someone else's internet.
Let the record show I'm at my friend's father-in-law's, but it's not my friend Josh. He's not in the room. There is a bookcase.
That's what you think.
It's a big house, frankly. Pennsylvania is a big place. Don't look out that window. Hey, Josh.
What's going on?
Guys, I gotta say, this is exactly, I know it doesn't seem like where we want to be, but where we want to be. Perry, I think you play absolutely best once you've been rope-a-doped a little bit. You're Rocky, you're Mickey Ward. You need to get a couple punches in, and then you wake up. You play like an underdog. I'm so proud of you. Josh, you know more about movies than makes me comfortable. I fear for my career because of your knowledge. So I'm always impressed. Keep playing perfect. Perry, know and trust yourself. You needed that hit in the face. Now we're getting back into it. No domestic allegations aside. This is how you play best. Please, 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 I'm so proud of you. We love this wheel. There's a lot going on for us. Let's channel some father-in-laws and get after it.
I mean, Coy does hit a very important point there, Ellis, and that's that an 8-point deficit is phenomenal to have.
Summer. So we love a lot of this, and really, they needed to check down a couple times. You guys
believe in miracles. It is Spinner's choice, and Coy's entire birthday party celebration is going to hear that raucous yell. So now it's 60 seconds for the press room to decide which category do you want to field 6 questions from.
What do you think? We were talking new releases.
You know that's where my mind usually goes. I think that's my strongest category, but I want to make sure it's in there for you as well.
I feel good about it. If you feel strong, I will help carry the load, and I feel good about it. Yeah.
My perspective is not only is it both of your strengths, but it's also something I think you know more than them about as far as steals go, and it's something that is a trickier category, and you guys are stronger players than most. I think we lean into the fact that it's a harder thing, but not for you two.
Yeah.
I think new releases. Lock it in. I believe
it's hard, especially now.
Let's do it. New releases.
And I'm being told by production, it's go time. So new releases is the category. Perry and Josh, the scariest of Perrys and the Carpathian. Are you ready to field 6 questions worth 2 points unless you need multiple choice in the round of new releases?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Then we start your questioning with this one. Who directed New Mutants?
Josh Boone.
Josh Boone.
Yes, you're right. It's definitely Josh Boone.
Josh Boone, final
Josh
answer.
June.
That movie actually come out. It did actually come out. So yes,
It
that
did,
is a fair
and it was
question
better
for 2
than I
points.
thought it was.
And
It would be.
the press room is on the board here in round number 2. Your next question. Who plays Sherlock Holmes in the film Enola Holmes?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
Superman.
Henry Cavill, final answer.
2 more points for the press room. They are cooking early in round 2. Your next question in the category of new releases. What 2020 biopic features supporting performances from Linda Cardellini, Kyle MacLachlan, and Matt Dillon?
With Tom Hardy.
What's the character's name? Capone?
Capone.
Is it called Capone?
It's called Capone, though?
I
thought it was called
yeah, it's called
Fonzie.
Capone. It's called Capone.
It's Capone.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Okay, Capone.
Capone, final answer. It was a 4-point game. It is now a 2-point game. 22 to 20. The press room nipping at the outsider's heels, and we still have 3 questions to go. Here's your next one. Which character actor played Stanley, the father of Carey Mulligan's character in Promising Young Woman?
Father. The father?
The father, I think I'm going to need multiple. Wait,
oh my god.
Not Alfred Molina, that's the other character.
I think maybe we should use a repeat.
4.
Okay.
Repeat
3.
the question.
All right, that is your first JTE rule. Which character actor played Stanley, father of Carey Mulligan's character in Promising Young Woman?
I can picture.
Anything? A film he's been in? Can you get anything?
Why do I want to say Clancy Brown?
Because everyone always
think you're
needs
right,
to have
but you
Clancy
want
Brown
multiple?
on their
Right.
minds.
Okay, Clancy Brown. Let's do it. Clancy Brown. Final answer.
Clancy Brown was the final answer,
Wow.
and Clancy Brown is correct. We have a
Yes!
Excellent job.
tied ball game.
Well done.
Andrew Guy, we've seen JTE rules pay off before. That was a pretty clutch one.
I know I'm supposed to shut up in round 2, but I'm not going to right now. That was a brilliant use of your JTE. I love to see that one wanted to check down, one wanted to go JTE. I love to see it in the game.
Okay, so that is 4 questions down in round number 2. If this was a singles match, we'd be moving on. It's a teams match. You still got 2 questions to try to secure a lead heading into the final round. Your penultimate question in the world of new releases. Who plays Margaret Blackledge, Kevin Costner's character's wife, in the film Let Him Go?
It's Diane Lane.
It is
Diane Lane, final answer.
Let him go.
Diane Lane is correct. They have a 2-point lead. All of a sudden, it is 24 to 22. And now your final question in the category of recently released talking pictures. Natalie Krinsky directed what 2020 romantic comedy about a young woman who starts a unique pop-up space after a breakup?
Unique pop-up space. Breakup.
I'm going to need
I have no idea what that word even means.
Yeah, I think
repeat.
5, 4.
Natalie Krinsky sounds so familiar. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
They're going to use multiple choice and save their last 2 JTE rules. Your multiple choice options for a point. Is it A, the Broken Hearts Gallery, B, the half of it, C, breakup story, or D, 10 things we should do before we break up?
I feel like it's... We don't use JTE if we repeat the answers, right?
You already used to repeat the answer. Can I use it?
I think it's A. I think it's Broken Hearts Gallery.
I think so too.
All right, A, final answer.
A, final answer. Andrew, they did have to check the multiple choice, but they still got the correct one. And as a result, it is a sterling round number 2 for the press room, coming back with a vengeance, as their manager predicted, 25 to 22. It's a 3-point lead as we head into round 3. Here's how the rules work. Each team fields 3 total questions in round 3. 2 points is the first one, 3 points is the second one. Your final question is worth 5 points. Here's where it gets all teamy. Is that you give us a series of numbers. Those numbers are how we generate the questions. Numbers can range from 1 to 20. Once we tell the team what the category for the 2-point question is, the team must decide which member is going to field that question solo. You may not rely on the strength of your teammate for the 2-point question. If we arrive at the 3-point question, the opposite team member will then have to answer that question solo. It's only once we arrive at the 5-point question that teams may confer with one another and arrive at a joint final answer. Again, we do ask at that opportunity to say final answer once you've arrived at that decision. So it is the press room who has a 3-point lead in press room. It is now your call. Do you want to give us your numbers first? You feeling lucky?
Sure, why not?
Sure. From 1 to 20, what do you got?
Like that? All right. I'll go with 3.
I'll go with 6. 6.
I like multiples of 3. Let's go with 9.
Love it.
69!
6 and 9 it is. And now we go to the outsiders.
This doesn't matter. Ben, pick 3 numbers.
11, 1, 16.
Well done. Impressive.
Got to leave it to Ben. I get 111 and 16.
111 and 16 it is.
So you played exactly like we talked about, down to me having Mayweather and Horowitz and Mickey and Perry. You are taking the scrap. You're going in. We got 2 of the best boxers in the game. 1 an underdog, 1 a professional defense and offensive player. This is your game. That second round was absolutely astounding. You needed nothing. You are powerhouses. You both know one of the hardest categories. It doesn't matter what these numbers are. I, as a boy born on 9/15, love me some multiples of 3. I'm so excited for you guys to win this. You deserve to be a winningest team. I have so much faith in both of you. How are you feeling? We got a JTE left, and we've got momentum, and I love your knowledge.
We've been building the momentum since the end of round 1. We're in a good spot. Perry, you feel good? I feel good.
I feel pretty good after a solid round 2.
And trust each other with who gets what in this. That's all you can really do. And remember that 1 JTE, but trust in each other. That's worked out so far. So get what you feel is comfortable with who gets what and win this thing. So proud of you guys.
And now it is time for the outsiders and Kate Mulligan.
So all I keep thinking about is Paul wanted to spin again, and I said, no, stay on Tom Hanks, and then the next spin that happened was Spinner's Choice. So I'm going to fall on that sword and say, in the digital world, that might have been our second spin. So that sword is going deeply in me. I still think you did a beautiful second round, but you guys let me think about that, and you guys just keep doing everything you know about movies. I'm the idiot. You're in a good place. We're going to keep moving forward. I'll take that.
Come on, Kate.
You gotta repeat. Well, let's just hit all our questions and make them hit their 5-2. That's all that matters, sir.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
But also, I am really sorry about saying you guys should stay with Tom Hanks because the next one was Spinner Choice, and I'm just really sorry about that.
Coy talks really fast, and my head hurts.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Andrew, you will be asking the questions to the outsiders. They selected, I'm hearing, number 11 for their first category. It's a 2-pointer. What is the category? And then we'll find out who's going to be answering the question from that genre.
They sure did. Number 11 coincides with the category of Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts. A Miss Julia Roberts here for 2 points. The outsiders, who will be fielding this question?
How do you feel, Paul?
Take it, not take it.
Julia Jovich.
Whoever you're jonesing. That's kind of how I feel about Julia Roberts in general.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. It's a 2-pointer, so it could be on the easier side. Not my strongest category, definitely.
Guys, America's Sweetheart is Reese Witherspoon. I don't want to hear any yap from the guys calling
we
the
know
show.
you're watching, and we apologize, guys.
Not my brother. We do need an answer,
this
gentlemen.
question.
I'll take it. I'll take Julia Roberts.
Okay, Ben got it. 2
We'll
points.
Fielding this 2-point question in the category of Julia Roberts.
Who is, Andrew, I'm looking this up, America's actual sweetheart.
She is. Here we go. 2 points. The Bandit. Richard Donner directed Julia Roberts and Mel Gibson in what 90s thriller?
Conspiracy Theory.
11 to Julia Roberts. Give him 2 points there for The Bandit. 24-25. Down by 1.
Down by 1, and so now we're going to stick with the outsiders for their 3-point category. They selected, and when I say they, I mean Ben Goddard selected number 1. This is going to be to Paul Preston. What is the genre?
Another one of America's sweethearts. For 3 points, we go to the lovely Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore for 3 points. Powder Keg. Here we go. What prominent comedic actor has a small role in Donnie Darko as the character of Ricky Danforth?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
I haven't the slightest idea.
All right, that is a non-answer. What was it?
We were looking for Seth Rogen. Tough get there for the three-pointer. And because of that miss, Ellis, the Outsiders still down by 1. We got to go to their 5-pointer.
And what better number for a comeback than Joe Montana's number 16? Reminder to the Outsiders, you may confer. We just need you to, once you settle on your final answer attempt, to say that it is your final answer. Andrew, Montana's number corresponds to what?
The category of the great Denzel Washington. For 5 points, the lead, and to send it back over to the press room. Powder Keg, Bandit. 5 points in the category of Denzel Washington. Philip Noyce directed Denzel Washington in what 1999 thriller?
Nice.
Is that The Bone Collector?
I'm going to go with you on this one. Philip Noyce rings no bells in 1999. We have a repeat if you want to use it.
5,
Yeah,
4.
he directed Patriot Games and those.
Yeah, repeat. Sorry.
We'll repeat.
Repeating this for 5 points in the category of Denzel Washington. Take the lead. Philip Noyce directed Denzel Washington in what?
Denzel's in Bone Collector, right, Ben?
Yes.
1999 thriller.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk over him if we need
Is
to.
it him and Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, and Queen Latifah.
Okay.
I'm good to go with it because I don't have a better guess than you right now, honestly.
I think he directed that. So, let's go with it. The Bone Collector.
Final answer.
Well, they may speak
Josh
over me,
knows
Ellis,
it,
but they
yeah.
did get the answer right.
he was
5
nodding his
big
head.
points, the hardest points to get to the Outsiders. The
Really
lead
hardest to get,
back
clearly.
in their favor. 29.
Got the 5 though. That's what matters.
25.
Go.
Still talking over me as we go back to the press room.
Sorry
Yeah,
for getting
I
behind
talk it
you.
over you until they take me off of this feed. And I
Should have warned you.
I invite them to do it. Go ahead, take me off the feed.
We're going to leave you on the feed. We'll just mute your mic. That's much easier. So to build up the drama, we want everybody here. And who we really need answering questions now is the press room. You find yourselves trailing by 4, yet all of your round 3 questions are in front of you. And so you chose very conveniently the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Number
69.
3 corresponds to the category of, hey, I've heard of this guy, Tom Hanks.
Really?
Josh Horowitz, Perry Nemiroff, Carpathian, Scary Perry. Who wants to field this question for 2?
The truth of the matter is I'm more likely to miss it than you. So what do you want to do with that information?
It is just a 2-pointer, right? Or is it like
Or
these
should
guys
we
have,
risk,
It's
should we
important to
risk
know
the 2
your
on me
strengths
and
and
give you the
weaknesses.
3?
maybe? Is that
All right.
putting you on the spot? Do you feel weird?
I don't know. I don't feel weird. I want whatever's the best in the long run.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get this.
All right. I'll take it.
Wow, Carpathian using magic just to demand she gets it. Okay, so it is going to be Scary Perry Nemiroff for 2 points, and this could cut the lead to 2. An important number because then the 3-pointer could win it. So, Perry, your question in the world of Tom Hanks. To cut the lead to 2, Tom Hanks plays what real-life person in the 2013 film Saving Mr. Banks?
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. Final answer.
That
say final
is
answer, but-
correct. And Andrew Guy, we have a 2-point ball game. It all could come down to this 3-pointer that's going to be fielded by Perry's partner, the Carpathian, Josh Horowitz, all by his lonesome. Now, your team, Josh, selected number 6, and that corresponds to a category I think you know a little something about inside and outside of movies, and that would be comedy. You have 1 JT remaining. You have no Ask a Father-in-Laws remaining. So now, your 3-point question for the win in the world of comedy. Which Academy Award-winning actor plays Rick the Pecker Peck, Tug Speedman's extremely devoted agent and best friend in the film Tropic Thunder?
All right. I think we are winning this. It is Matthew McConaughey. Final answer.
And your winner! The Carpathian!
Horowitz and Harry, not the scary, not the press room!
The press room takes the W, and look at just you see how happy Coy is? I just see nothing but that Admiral Akbar Return of the Jedi sigh after the Death Star exploded from Josh and Perry.
I'm just worried about this guy's place that you're squatting in. Coy.
I've been
Just
here
don't
for like an
destroy
hour
anything.
and a half. I've been here so long. I'm wondering, like, if they just think I'm pocketing stuff. They don't know me. They've never even met me.
Coy, you're going to be there a little bit longer, so y'all sit tight. We're going to come right back with the press room and the Quirky Mercs in just a little bit with Jen Sturger. You know, Andrew, you and I have done a number of these matches. Congratulations. We're now a veteran announcing duo. Boy, this one had it all, my friend.
It really, really did. Everything from what you saw to behind the scenes, great trivia knowledge back and forth, great sportsmanship, honestly, from both sides. Great managers doing exactly what they need to do, even if one of them is squatting in someone's house and shouldn't be there, but that's neither here nor there. The competition was exactly what we expected. We had a perfect round out of Horowitz, who is really proving to be one of the brightest stars in the league this season as a rookie. And dare I say, does he really have a potential to be Rookie of the Year? Because in my book, it feels like he does.
I think so.
He certainly does, and that's not to discount Scary Perry Nemiroff at first, because the only thing tougher than having a first round like that is having the resilience to come back and have great rounds 2 and 3, which is exactly what she contributed to the press room. And so it was a true team victory in every sense of the word, with fittingly Horowitz, quoting Matthew McConaughey from another movie, getting his performance in a different movie correct for the win. If that all sounded confusing, well, that's because Andrew and I just had to announce a scintillating 3-round match. And so while we take a much-deserved break, we're going to toss it to the great Jen Sturger to untangle all those cables behind the fatback TV we just gave you for an exclusive interview with the winning faction, the Quirky Mercs. It is the press room, and it is all yours, Jen.
Congratulations, guys. Always good to see you here, Coy. You're just, look, you're smiling regardless of whether you win or lose. That's just your affect. But
I have a preference.
Don't we all, for real. Congratulations, though, today on a well-fought victory. You have to be incredibly proud of how these two played today.
I love that Perry is the comeback kid and that Josh is Mr. Perfect. I can't put into words how hard it is to
question this
deficit.
match.
I honestly, it's such a hard thing in the sport to have you not get in your head, to trust each other. Like, Perry played the game like a master, and then Josh, who is new to this sport, coming in and really just impressing everyone in everything he plays. Team, singles, everything. He was one of the names that when I drafted, a lot of people I thought weren't yelling about enough. I felt like it was my steal of the draft. I was like, wait, we're here?
You were like,
and
no
that
one sees this? Like when you find something really good at a yard sale where you're like...
Legit, I'm not even kidding. It was DiMolanta, and then it was like Josh was on the list of my next person. I was so afraid I was gonna lose. Yeah, he was that rookie card you find at a card shop, and you're like, wait, you guys don't know? And now he's the Rookie of the Year for sure. So the fact that they played exactly like we talked about in round 2, the fact that we're both squatting in father-in-law's house is bringing us very specific good luck, and the fact that Perry has time and time again, now with multiple teams, been the most impressive comeback player. She has the comeback record and the underdog of the win year award against Mike Kalinowski. Perry is a force. Josh is Mr. Perfect. I am so proud because I just found these diamonds that I knew were diamonds, not even in the rough, and they played like Beyonce today. Another diamond.
Perry, I feel like you're one of those players in the Schmoedown that doesn't ever
bright
buy
like a
into their own
diamond.
hype.
That's not
you know
Beyonce,
what I mean?
but never
I
mind.
feel like you have to be feeling pretty good about yourself in terms of how you guys played today. And honestly, I'm thrilled with your chemistry. The two of you play so well together, and it just shows that you have such mutual respect for one another.
I will say that quality isn't Schmoedown specific. I give myself no credit ever, ever, ever. I'm glad that I had a good comeback performance, but I gotta figure out a way to stop putting myself in a position to need a comeback performance. And I credit a lot
That'd
of this
be
comeback
nice. Yeah,
to Coy
that'd be
being
nice.
an A+ manager as always, but also Josh being the exact type of partner that I need. I always know he's got my back. He's got such a good attitude that really melds with mine.
And it doesn't hurt that he goes perfect, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys just got
Never
30
hurts.
points. You got 30 points. The fact that the first time you ever played, the first time Perry
29.
played, the first time Josh played, period, the first time you played as a team, all of those firsts were up against two people that helped invent the sport. This is something you guys can do. That shouldn't have been your first match. This, to me, is your first match, and you're going to go on to beat those people that helped invent the sport because you just got 30 points like champions. I'm so proud. Sorry to interrupt, Jen. I'm just so hyped.
It's fine. I'm used to it. How many coffees did you have today?
Only 6.
Josh, how are you feeling about this? You know, it must feel nice to rebound, obviously, off the last time you guys played, and just to be building the kind of chemistry that you are with Perry.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. I mean, like, I'm so happy for us and for Perry. I know, like, that first round was still getting into both of our heads a little bit, and yeah, just showed real character pulling it together. I'm so thrilled. Like, I mean, the Walt Disney poll and the 2-pointer, that was great. I mean, this couldn't have gone better. I mean, like, you know, we had a little luck on the spinner's choice. That always helps. That makes a difference. But it's only getting better. I mean, yeah, I feel like we had chemistry and we knew each other's, like, you know, patterns on the first one, but this is even better this time around. It feels great.
Yeah, I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship for sure. Coy?
I think that's also the only time anyone has willingly chosen new releases with Spinner's Choice. We didn't go with, like, we chose the thing that a lot of people would find difficult, and that's what I love about these two players is their type of knowledge is so much more advanced that it wasn't a broad strokes, it wasn't an actor, it wasn't something you can just study. It was the last 18 months of cinema. So
to be fair, Coy, we've been in a pandemic.
They keep making movies. They keep putting stuff out. It's hard to keep track. How many movies have gone straight to Netflix that you remember? They're putting out one a week. That's not an easy category. They're just making stuff.
I think it might be more than one a week.
Very much so.
$10 to go to the beach. It's insane out there in the streets of LA. So that's a hard category for these two. I'm so proud of them.
Well, congratulations on a great win today, guys, and best of luck to you. I can't wait to see who you face next because I feel like you guys are just getting started.
Yeah, I like that attitude.
A very happy and very relieved press room, I think, especially after a tough round one where Horowitz played out of his mind. Perry dropped a few ones that she wanted to have back. They just didn't know where this match was going to go. They rebounded, and they're happy to get over with. And now, all of a sudden, we talk about momentum from time to time. It seems to be on the side of not just the press room, Andrew, but the quirky Mercs who desperately needed a W.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many great things that we could kind of highlight in that interview. I mean, when you look at Perry and Josh and what they do professionally, I don't think there's any two players in the game that you could pair together that would do better in new releases, which is a very difficult category. I mean, yes, we were in a pandemic, but that almost makes it harder to decipher what movies quote unquote matter and what don't. So that was the first thing. The second thing that I loved was that Perry recognized that she's putting herself in these rough positions in round one. What can she do to better herself? And I want to hear that out of great players, right? That's the mentality you want to hear. Not like, I can make up for it in round 2 and 3, or Josh can carry me through round. No, she recognizes she was down a bit. She wants to get better in round 1. And then Horowitz on the other side of it, being an encouraging force on that team. You will get that 2-pointer. We will win this match. It's, as Jen said, the beginning of a very beautiful friendship, an exciting team here for us in the MTS.
It's that good kind of friendly pressure that your teammates place on each other because they want you at your best, because you want to be there for your teammate. Now, when you talk about the intimidating kind of pressure, I'd say both the press room and the outsiders faced it magnificently. The outsiders, again, showing up, answering the bell, and once again coming up just a little short. No fault of their own. They know how to play the game. They have a great breadth and depth of knowledge, just couldn't quite get it done today. So for the vibe in the den currently, we throw it back to Jen Sturton.
Never an easy conversation to have with 3 of my favorite people, because I feel like I have it too often with you guys, and it's not indicative of how you play. Like, I don't get it. Like, how are we ending up here again?
Listen, I'm going to just start off. I'm going to say we're all bummed. There's no question about it. I'm trying to figure out from my own headspace how to pull out of this victim mentality I keep falling prey to. And when I gotta look at it, and I have to say, like, no, we're not, like, we didn't have a perfect first round. Okay, I made a bad call about the wheel, and then we didn't pull the 3. So it's like there is stuff to pull from this today. It just wasn't our best match. I mean, this is not something that happened to us today. I feel bad for the part that I played in this loss, because I do feel like a lot of times, you know, it would be hard for them to say, no, we're not going to listen to you on air. And I think, honestly, if they had spun away from Tom Hanks, we might have been able to have a better lead in going into round 2. So that, you know, I feel bad for the part that I play in that. But also, you know, it is just, it's not fun to find ourselves in this conversation repeatedly and to sort of have to psychoanalyze, why did this happen, and you know, it just, and we want this to be fun. So
Especially
that's
when-
me speaking for myself, I should.
Yeah, especially when you have arguably 2 of the most fun guys, you know, on this
Who
team
doesn't love
together.
these 2? Who doesn't love these 2?
Paul, give me something, because I mean, I hate seeing you sit there and look like this, because it's just not who you are. It's not your personality.
You're muted, Paul.
Oh, he's
Okay.
muted.
He's muted, and I'm not sure if it's a bit or not.
It might be a bit.
I think it's a bit. It's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit.
All right. Welcome to Second City, guys.
I love him so much.
Sorry, Edward James Olmos.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's about it. No, this fucking sucks. You can believe that.
Come on, Ben!
You can keep that, he said.
Sorry.
You're going off the rails here, guys.
I don't
King
care
button.
right
Just hit the.
now. I mean, God, those Tom Hanks questions, like, Tom Hanks, like, seen a lot of his movies, so I don't know the board game in Forrest Gump. I don't know. And then they got Spinner's Choice. You know, we're not here for that, so I don't know. I'm guessing Perry led the way with that one, because they do interviews and they're great at that. Josh played a great game, perfect. I should have pulled Roland Emmerich, and I think that would have helped, you know, with them. I can't do the math off the top of my head, but I wish I would have gone perfect and gotten that last question, because I definitely got the bonus. But yeah, that Tom Hanks, and you know, Kate, like, this digital wheel is the most fickle thing on the planet. I don't know what the algorithm is, but we might have gotten Spinner's Choice. We might not have. We might have gotten Opponent's Choice, like I've gotten recently.
Yeah.
So don't.
I don't
say
know. I
you're-
feel like probably whatever gets spun next is what
Yeah.
we would have spun. But
It
I'm gonna
sucks.
keep telling myself that, so I can at least take
Guys,
that part
I
of the
don't think
loss.
that's how an electric wheel works, but you know. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry
No
that
fun.
we ended up here again today, guys. I hope that, you know, we're able to recover from this. Again, I don't want you guys to to send you guys into like analysis paralysis and be like, what did we do wrong? You know, because
well,
I don't
it's ju-
think that there's anything necessarily that you did wrong.
Well, it's just tough, Jim, because we have so many skilled players on the den, and it's like, oh no, now me and Paul are going to go into the teams tournament being 0-2. Oh, I'm going to go into the singles tournament being 0-2. So it's like 0-4 on the year? 0-4 on the year, yeah. Just making sure I have my numbers right. So it's just tough to like lead your team from the back, and you know, like so many great players have gotten wins or gotten close, and people haven't gotten matches. And so, you know, last year people say I ducked out of the singles tournament even though I was one of the few players to get a match, and I wanted James White and Rachel Silvestrina to play, and Tom and Paul, who'd only played in a teams match. And this year I'm gonna have to make that decision too, where it's like, can I even say that I deserve to be in the singles tournament after these last, you know, 4 performances, where it's like, yeah, sure, you can look at the PPE or the accuracy, whatever stats you want to run, but at the end of the day, there's only one stat that matters, and that's wins. And I've got 0 of them. So we'll see what happens with the rest of this year.
Hold your head up, Goddard. In the teams tournament, you came in 6th.
I'm so glad your mic decided to work for that.
Let me just turn it up.
I can translate. I can translate. Yeah.
Oh,
He's saying.
I think we should go now. Tough loss today, guys. I love every single person on this screen right now, and we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna get through this.
Are we,
together.
Jen?
Are we? Yeah. Are we, Jen? Yeah.
Are we
We
done?
are.
This
we
interview?
are. Yes, right now.
Some filth-flowing words in there, mostly muted and understandable. They've just displayed so much winning potential and just have come up. It's just that short, Andrew. They're right there. They're on the cusp. And to keep getting so close to the mountaintop and to have it roll all the way back down, I wouldn't know what to tell these fellas if I was their manager.
There's a lot of things to look at here, and I think that Kate is approaching it the correct way. Goddard and Preston are already beating themselves up enough right now. They're already, as you can see, upset, as anyone would be. This is a very difficult game to play. There's a reason why we call this a sport, and it's those losses come with hours and hours and days and weeks and months of studying. So even if it's 0-4, it's not really telling the story of how much time Goddard has put into it. The other thing that, unfortunately is my job up here is the analysis paralysis. There's the Roland Emmerich miss in round 1, which is tough. I think that's actually just because it's a good question. I bet if it was just Independence Day, Goddard would have gotten there in a heartbeat, but he probably second-guessed himself. And that set them in motion to second-guess themselves with the Burbs. The first answer that came out of Preston's mouth, that's the 1-point deficit. This is the analysis paralysis that I'm going to do for you guys. You don't need to beat yourselves up. That's where you can make up for 1 or 2 points, but that's also in a perfect world. And as we know, this is not a perfect sport when you're talking about playing it. Maybe watching it, maybe commentating on it, but when you're playing it, it's very, very rare that you have an absolutely perfect day. So my hat is tipped to the outsiders in the den, and I honestly hope for them to have a great comeback. It's a very rough loss today, Ellis.
Yeah, as two guys who've been on both sides of it, the commentating is the easy job here. It's the actual answering of the movie trivia questions that gets that white-hot pressure squarely on you or your team. So a great effort by the outsiders today, proving their worth in this league for sure as singles and teams competitors. But it is the press room taking the win today. Congratulations to the Carpathian and scary Perry Nemiroff. Her and Josh Horowitz teaming up alongside Coy Jandrew and the help of some very generous father-in-laws to get a W here today. And again, a much-needed one in terms of faction standings. That is going to be all for us here today at the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Such a great behind-the-scenes team here at Skybound. Our incredible writers, Jen Sturger, the one, the only. 2 great factions full of awesome competitors here today. That is Andrew Guy. I am Miri Mark Ellis saying thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day, the week, the month, and keep the Movie Trivia Schmoedown in your heart. That was a weird way to... Yeah, I like that. Keep it in your heart in case it's my birthday. Thanks for the well wishes.
I think it actually was his birthday. Hold on, let me just check. July 8th. So no, his birthday is July 7th, and I know that because my birthday is July 9th. Anyways, speaking of July 9th, I got 9 points in this match, which is more than I thought I would. But in any case, I hate seeing Kate take the blame for everything. And I talked to her about it on the Ultimate Schmoedown After Show, which is a show you should watch, just saying. But, yeah, she's such a great manager, better than she gives herself credit for, and I just hate seeing her put herself in that position. But, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Coy Jandrew, my favorite faction, the best faction in the league, and, yeah, they won another victory, to a couple more points for the Mercs. It's always great when the faction you happen to be rooting for is the one that pulls out the victory. And yeah, Josh Horowitz, I think I'm gonna call it. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, and there's no other way I can say this. I definitely think it's a Rookie of the Year contender for him for so far. So yeah, his first team's match wasn't really the best. He was clearly the standout of his team in that match. He then plays an almost perfect match against Paul Walter Hauser, which could be considered Match of the Year, considering how these two played. They only missed 1 question each, and it was a back-and-forth battle the entire time. Goes and does another almost perfect game against Ty Lieberman, only missing the bonus question of all things. And then this, winning with 29 points. He was pulling a perfect game, only checked down the multiple choice once, and just, yeah, Josh Horowitz is Rookie of the Year. Fight me on this. Anyways, yeah, I gotta get ready for work because That's the life I lead right now. So yeah, I'll be back here hopefully tomorrow with another Schmoedown reaction video. But I will see you all then. So until then, everybody, Schmoedown! Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.